Welcome once again to Kiss the Reviews. I'm Armando, that's Corey, and this episode we are talking about our top horror movie tropes or cliches that we absolutely cannot stand. So, without any further ado, let's just bust into it, man. Let's
just want to jump right in.
Let's jump right in because we'll do this as I did my top three.
Okay.
Because there's some in there when you're going through these, and this is what I've noticed. I wrote down a bunch. There's some that it's almost like it's a necessity for a horror flick.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Some of them, yes.
Some of them, yes. So I kind of went with my top three that I can't stand, and if I see it, it almost makes me now. If I see it in a new horror film, it makes me want to just not watch it anymore. I think we'll throw it back and forth.
Okay.
And I'll let you start.
Well, I mean, I wrote like a dictionary's worth of shit that pisses me off. Some of them don't even have to do with movies. I just wrote shit. But I could whittle it down to three. I think we could do that.
The guy that buys 37 lottery tickets.
Only when he's in front of me. I'll start slow, start with an easy one. And if you don't know what we're talking about here, these are certain scenes or situations in horror movies specifically that always happen. And one of the oldest ones, for an example, is the black guy always dying first. Like that's made fun of in all kinds of movies nowadays because that was such a movie cliche, a scary movie cliche. Yep. So, with that being said, up first, I am picking weapon dropping. Bitch, don't drop your weapon. Every single time. I don't care who it is, where it is. Motherfucker, even Ripley in Aliens drops her weapon.
Yep.
Stop dropping your weapon. For God's sake, until you see confirmation of it just, like the head and body and whatever monster you're fighting is just splattered everywhere. Not even in one position, because you know they can always try and come back. They always do.
Yep.
Wily little chemicals. But until they are splattered on the back of your wall, do not put down your weapon. Ever.
It's almost like they're so exhausted. Bang, 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 bang. And then it's like, I'm so exhausted from squeezing this trigger 6 times that I'm just gonna drop it. I'm spent. I got shit to do.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be like, pop, 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 pop. Ugh, I'm exhausted. Man, why you make me so fucking tired? I had shit to do today. And then I'm going to walk back over and start messing him up because he made me mad again.
My top one is girl falling down.
Yes.
Girl falling down is... it kind of pisses me off because, listen, I got my wife, friends of hers, you know, people I work with or I'm friends with that are women. I got friends that are men that are the most clumsy, moronic people I've ever met in my life. But it's like in these horror movies, every man is all of a sudden just
they're Jesse Owens.
He's a world-class sprinter, just running away, like everything's cool. The woman's falling, tripping, like just can't get her shit together.
It's tired as hell. It's 2019, guys. Women can run and think and do all kinds of stuff now. So
exactly, and that's
why not portray it that way?
Yeah, and that's like, you know, I get it. A lot of these movies were like 30, 40 years ago, and let's just face facts. If you were a woman back then, you weren't treated so hot.
No. If you were to go yogging in order to not fall down in the event you have to run away from something, somebody probably throw something at you.
Yeah, but
you weren't really allowed to do much.
At this point in 2019, at this point in human history, we can get rid of that one. So, what's your next one that you have?
My next one is knocking on people's door when you're running away. Stop! They don't ever answer. I don't care who the fuck is knocking on my door. In the middle of the night, if you're going, help me, and pounding on my door, nope.
There's literally
Nope.
like news stories now about if you have somebody in the middle of the night pounding on your door asking for help, to specifically not answer the door because it might be
Yeah.
somebody trying to break into your house.
Yeah, they're trying to pull strangers on you.
Is Tamara here?
No.
You know what? Ain't no Tamara here. You need to get to stepping and get the hell off my property before I blow your brains out.
I feel bad for the real person that asked for Tamara at my door, like who's legitimately looking for him, because I'm just shooting.
Oh no, yeah, I'm shooting first and asking questions
I'm
later.
shooting and I'm spending the rest of my day in a 360, just constantly watching everywhere around. But yes, knocking on the door. Stop trying to knock on people's doors for help. They don't answer. They never answer. And P.S., kind of selfish because you're about to get them killed too.
Yeah,
They're not any more prepared for this shit than you are.
yeah, and which leads me to my next one, which is okay. You're banging on people's door for help. Nobody answers. You run to the car. There's keys in the car. It's your car. And it doesn't start.
What's wrong? Why is the car starting?
Okay. Again, back in the 70s and into the 80s, cars with carburetors, and listen, I don't know a lot about cars, but I know that some of them, when it was too cold, it wouldn't start. If it rained a lot, it wouldn't start. There's a bunch of different reasons that cars would not start back then.
Sure.
It was believable that a car wouldn't start. But every time, and especially now, if you came out with a horror movie from I'll even be fair, 1995 on,
Mm-hmm.
with a car that wouldn't start, you should never be allowed to write or direct another horror movie again. Period.
Yes, I agree with that. Unless you were buying American during those times. Because before the bailout, it was not going great.
Especially now. If there's a
Yes.
horror movie now that comes out, we're 2019 and on, cars just don't work that way anymore.
Well, how many times? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, unless you have like a Tesla that isn't charged,
Right.
I'll give you that one. But you're still not going to get the effect of the crank, 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 crank.
Right.
Crank. It's just you're going to hit the button and nothing happens.
Right. And even if it did turn on, you wouldn't know it because those things don't make any fucking noise. But yeah, I that part drives me crazy, and you see it so much now. It's almost like setting a story up in the mountains to avoid cell phones because you don't know how to get around the pesky problem of cell phones.
Yep.
Who would ever do something like that? But when movies like Joyride, Jeepers Creepers, which was covered right here on Kiss the Girls. I said Kiss the Girls, Kiss the Reviews. I don't even know the name of our own fucking show.
I was going to let it go, but whatever.
Thanks, man. I'm on a lot of meds. So, but when in these movies, they have to go back and have the characters buy older cars so they can still get the car not starting effect that happens in Joyride. And as you mentioned, Jeepers Creepers, it's her trying to drive the stick more so than the car not starting.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand what a clutch is.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm with you. That's so annoying.
You have one more left, right?
I have one more. Yes, I do.
Let's do it.
This is a biggie. I'm going to give me some room. Everybody back up. I am over to the point where I will almost turn the fucking movie off the second I see a child involved.
Not because they're creepy.
Yeah, not because the child's a bad guy or I don't want to see a kid get hurt. None of that shit. I'm all in for make believe. But every single horror movie out that has children ends with the parents of said children getting killed because the kid won't fucking listen. How many times? A Quiet Place, great movie. Fucking kid gets your dad killed. The Purge. Everything happens because that little turd let in the fucking homeless guy that was being chased. What are you? It's not your first day in the Purge.
Dude,
you know what's happening.
The Purge is
every fucking movie's based on a kid and that screwing up somehow.
Exactly. Well,
whoever wrote The Purge really hates kids.
What I like about A Quiet Place is it, at least at the beginning.
Yes.
At the beginning, and if you haven't seen A Quiet Place, spoiler alert. At the beginning, you think they lead you to believe the little kid is basically going to get his entire family murked in that whole first scene. But he plays with the little ship, and you see the monster come in.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, I thought Jim from The Office was supposed to be the star of this movie. Is he going to die in the first 5 minutes? Like, this sucks.
No, it's just the last 5.
And the kid gets just scooped up and brought away by this monster. And I literally, this is a true story, I went like this. I put both my hands up in the air. I was like, yes! I can't believe the kid got murdered.
You know this is on the internet, right?
I don't care. I was so happy because I'm right there with you with this whole, the kids getting the parents.
Dude, I'm so done with it.
Whoever else in the movie killed, over it. And when they did that in A Quiet Place, I was never happier until I got to the end. And
right, when his other kid got him killed.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just baffling to me that you have these children that are living in the same reality as their parents, and they understand the dangers of whatever they may be in these movies.
Yeah.
They have a very cognizant understanding of the danger, and yet they're constantly thumbing their fucking nose at their parents, like, I'm going to do what I want because teenage angst. What the fuck are you doing? Like, you are getting everyone killed for no reason.
Yeah.
The only movie recently that wasn't like that was The Strangers.
Yeah.
The sequel to The Strangers.
Yeah.
Because the only 2 kids were the only ones that really survived.
Yeah.
And they did nothing wrong to, anger, get their parents killed. They were doing them. So it's tired, it's frustrating, and it's to the point now where you read all these stories nowadays where it's like birth rates are lowest ever in this country and that country. Yeah, because they're watching horror movies. Why the fuck would you have a kid?
They're just dumb. They don't listen.
No.
I'm glad that my son is old enough now to where if something horror movie-esque were to happen, he would listen.
Yes.
to take a line from your favorite horror movie, do as I say, Tommy.
Yes. That's what I was thinking. Even little Tommy Doyle tries to help.
He does.
Maybe that's part of it. He tries telling everybody the boogeyman's outside. Nobody believes him.
Yeah.
And then even then, he goes running down the street and gets Loomis.
Yeah, exactly. And then, is that your last one?
Yes, that is my last one.
My last one, which you touched on just a hair, is cell phone no signal.
Ah, yes.
I know there's a lot of these that take place in the middle of nowhere and whatever. I know that dropped calls are a thing.
Yes.
Dropped calls. No signal.
Signal?
No, nothing. 97% nationwide coverage, and we find ourselves in that 3%.
Yeah.
The only time that's like a thing is if you're in like a metal building, like a plant, a power plant, something like that.
Yeah, I go a couple hours north from where I live, and it's It's
Yeah.
a no signal, but I mean that's all forest.
Yeah, but again, you live out, and
I live in the sticks, so
yeah, you live where they found Sasquatch. So, like, I can understand that if you're in one of those, like a Blair Witchy type
sure.
movie, great, fine, your cell phone don't work, cool. But like, I went down the street to the cabin on the campgrounds,
Yeah.
and you're walking around like, my cane don't work, I got no signal, or battery dead.
Yeah.
Like anything with your, because again, no signal. How about you just send, like nowadays anyway, just send out a text. Once you hit a signal, that text is shooting over the airwaves and it's getting out there. Like,
Yeah.
so like the cell phone no signal thing really bothers me. And
Yeah.
again, back in the day, in the when cell phones were actually carryable, the late 80s, early 90s,
Yeah.
that was a thing because there was like 4 cell towers in the country.
Right.
And so you dropped calls and had no signal all the time. Nowadays, there's literally, I think every house has a cell tower on it now.
You got to try to get no signal.
Absolutely. There's we'll say 97% of this country is covered under some sort of cell service, even if you're roaming.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it's only a technicality, but the cell signal's coming from a satellite.
Yes.
Over the entire Earth. It's not like your fucking buddy at Radio Shack's holding up an antenna. Like, I think I got one. I think I got one.
Exactly. It's not like bunny ears on your TV anymore.
Exactly.
But yeah, so that's my last one. I'm sure there's, if you're out there and you think of one, and you comment below, like, subscribe. Do you have anything else for our peeps?
I don't. Birth control.
Keep them kids out of
That's
horror
right.
movies.
If you think some shit's about to go down in your neighborhood, put a Jimmy on
it. Especially if the purge is coming.
That's right. The purge is coming. Yeah. Just avoid kids altogether. You need to go to like Boca Raton in Florida.
Yeah, just lock your
into
kids
one of
outside.
these communities. I can't wait to move to like a no kid community. Oh my god. I'm gonna survive every kind of apocalypse.
You're the oldest young man I know. I love it.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Well, for Corey, I'm Armando. This is Kiss the Reviews. These were our top horror movie tropes or cliches. Again, if you want to add anything, comment below.